What's going on, YouTubers? It's the Natural Born Thriller, and welcome everyone to All Elite Wrestling Review, the show from December 18th, 2019. This was the AEW Dynamite results, and they were um at Corpus Christi, Texas, with your commentators Excalibur, good old JR Jim Ross, and Tony Schiavone. Let's not waste any time, folks. Let's get right into it. Immediately, immediately is I meant to say, you know, immediately we open up the show with the Lucha Brothers, Pentagon Jr. and Ray Phoenix versus Heyman Adam Page and Kenny Omega. Match happens. It's a pretty good match. Where we had a little miscommunication between Omega and Page, where the Lucha Brothers ends up capitalizing on it, and they got the win over Omega and Page. So your winners were the Lucha Brothers, Pentagon Jr. and Ray Phoenix. After the match, Omega and Page are having a little argument, shoving each other. All of a sudden, Pac shows up on the Timetron. He says to Omega to follow him to the back because Pac is going to walk into a room where all of a sudden we see in the background of Pac, where we see the back of Michael Nakazawa sitting in a chair, and he's listening to he's got a big headphone. I'm pretty sure it's one of those Beats headphones, whatever, or whatever headphones he what is comfortable that he wears. But yeah, we see Michael Nakazawa sitting there, with his headset on. He has no idea who's in the room, and basically Pac is gonna beat him up. And Omega sees this, and he immediately runs back there to get into the room. All just to see nothing in the room. There was no Pac. There was no Michael Nakazawa. And then during that time, as Omega is trying to look for Pac and Michael Nakazawa, with that whole situation. Also, we go to break, and during the break, that's when they did the picture-in-picture, where Omega's trying to look for the two, because he's confused with what's going on. The Lucha Brothers ends up attacking on Omega, and then Page comes out. Adam Page. He comes for the save, to say, and they get an awkward stare down of the Lucha Brothers and Adam Page for whatever reason, and they continue on, trying to look for Pac and Nakazawa, Omega and Page, and that's where and I think that's where it ended from there. That segment, but at the same time, the segment wasn't aired on TV. The segment was actually aired during the commercial break when they did the picture-in-picture. And I say to myself, okay, that's not the way to do things when you're trying to do something on TV to further your storylines in professional wrestling. That's not the way to go. NXT doesn't even do this. I'm just saying. So I thought in a way that was a letdown. But also, the camera pans to Darby Allin making his way to the ring. And they finally we finally go on there, where we see, basically it's going to be the Butcher and the Blade being accompanied by the Bunny as they go up against Cody Rhodes and Darby Allin in a tag team match, and a pretty good one, to say the least. And I'm pretty sure if I can remember, the Bunny at one point tried to get involved, but still no avail. And in the end of it, Cody Rhodes and Darby Allin got the win over the Butcher and the Blade, the Butcher and the Blade. To me, and the match itself, it was good. I was not okay with the finish. I was not okay with Cody Rhodes and Darby Allin beating the Butcher and the Blade, because this is a new tag team that you just introduced to us on TV weeks ago. You had the one last week, and then this week they lose the match. You can't have it both ways, and I just thought that was a letdown where you're trying to showcase these new uppercomers, these uppercoming tag teams, especially when it pertains to this unique look of the Butcher. The Butcher has a unique look that it's undeniable. Cody Rhodes always talks about undesirable to undeniable. Well, um, that's the prime example of the Butcher. The Butcher is undeniable of his looks and the way he wrestles, the way he carries himself. Um, I see something big with him. I don't see anything big with with the Blade. No offense to the Blade, who used to be called Braxton Sutter from Impact Wrestling, and also what was his other name called Pepper Parks, or just Pepper. Or I think it's just Pepper Park. But if I gotta choose one of the two that's gonna be a breakout star, if they do decide to break up this team, you know, someone down the line in 2020, which I don't think is gonna happen anyways. I think there's good keep as a tag team. But if anyone is a big star coming out of this is the Butcher. And the best thing the Blaze got going with him is the bunny. His wife Allie. So there you go. But yeah, the finish and stuff. I think I wasn't crazy for the finish. I actually didn't like the finish. I thought the finish, basically showcased that these two new teams, basically look weak. Coming in against Cody Rhodes and Darby Allin, and I get it too because last time they wrestled each other, the Butcher and the Blade, wrestling against Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes told the tag teams to pick a partner of their choosing for Cody Rhodes to face them, and they chose QT Marshall, and then and in this case, Darby Allin decided the other team with Cody Rhodes to go up against the Blade. He's like, I'll team up with you, but I want that rematch between you and me since Fyter Fest, and that's exactly what it was. It was basically a deal that they made. So the deal was you help you against the Butcher and the Blade if you give me the rematch that I deserve. Basically the unfinished business between Cody Rhodes and Darby Allin, which I already mentioned pertains to them from AEW's Fyter Fest. But anyways, but I guess in a way that's I guess that's also a way to further the storylines. But at the same time, you just hurt this tag team that I was started to get into, and now all you gotta do is you have to rebuild them back up now after having them losing their last match of 2019, and they just started too. One moment, folks. Just give me one moment. Just bear with me here. Sorry about that, folks. So yes, back to this. So yeah, Cody Rhodes and Darby Allin after they won, they were scoring off a little bit, and that was it. Basically, it's going to lead to their programs, to pick up where they left off. So yeah, it's going to carry into 2019. It's going to carry into 2020. I meant to say, excuse me. Then we get to a vignette of Jungle Boy preparing for his match against Chris Jericho. I thought it was pretty good. And they show, I'm going to say right now, they show Jungle Boy's family. They show his sister, his mother, his grandmother. I'm assuming it was his grandmother. I could be wrong, but more of it will come though. Once we get to it. We got Awesome Kong coming down with the Nightmare Collective. Basically Brandy Rose and Melody Cruz. I think that's her name. Yeah, Melody Cruz. But yeah, Awesome Kong wrestled against some local jobber, local talent, local female competitor. I don't even think they even mention her name. I don't know. In fact, let me double check something here, folks. I got a minor note here. Just bear with me. Mean Q. Okay, never mind. That's Awesome Kong's Twitter handler. Okay, never mind. Yeah. So yeah, Awesome Kong wrestled someone. I had no idea who she is. I don't think the commentators didn't know who she was. Not, I don't think even Justin Roberts even announced who this was. But also Kong got a squash win. Basically, this is how it ended. Spinning back fist, implant buster, 1, 2, 3. There you go, and that was it. And then the Nightmare Collective, the Nightmare Collective, cuts more of their victims' hairs, and there you go. Whoopee, still don't care, and it's not gonna make me care about Cody Rhodes' wife, Brandy Rose either. But after the match, we saw a clip of good old JR Jim Ross interviewing Jungle Boy, before his match against Chris Jericho, the Le Champion. And then we get to the match itself. Chris Jericho with Jake Hager versus Jungle Boy Jack Perry, being accompanied by Luchasaurus and Marcos Dunn of the Jurassic the Jurassic Express, excuse me. And all Jungle Boy has to do here, Jungle Boy, all he has to do is last 10 minutes with Chris Jericho in the ring if he ever wants to be be in line for a shot of the AEW World Championship in the future. So the match happens. Ends up being pretty good. One point Jericho was outside the ring. Jake Hager takes advantage of it while Jericho is distracting referee Aubrey Edwards. Jake Hager takes care of Jungle Boy. Luchasaurus sees this, goes right to Jake Hager. They start brawling. Marcos Dunn, all of a sudden, he goes to jump on Jake Hager. Jake Hager just clocked him. And then basically Aubrey Edwards kicks out, Jake Hager. Jake Hager leaves. And Jericho's like, what we done? They started going to him too and all that. Basically after Jake Hager. And then Aubrey Edwards was like, you know what, you're right. And then she kicked out, Marcos Dunn and Luchasaurus too. So now it's back to a 1-on-1 situation with Jericho and Marcos Dunn. I mean, not Marcos Dunn, Jericho and a Jungle Boy. So the match continues on. And Jungle Boy was getting some good offense in the match. In the good 5 to 4 minutes that lasted. Jericho gets him to walk to Jericho. Only to keep it on there for like for a good 40 seconds. I'm assuming, or close to that, which I thought was too early to do that. But in the end, Jungle Boy didn't give up. He tried to get to the ropes, but Jericho kept pulling him into the middle of the ring. Jungle Boy would not give up, and Jericho's and Jungle Boy match ended in 10 minutes. It was a 10-minute time limit. So Jungle Boy lasted 10 minutes with Chris Jericho, and Jericho thought he won the match. He thought Jungle Boy chopped out, and then Jericho started losing his mind. He's like, give me 5 more minutes, and he started having 5 more minutes, in the match with Jungle Boy, which it didn't really last 5 more minutes. But Jungle Boy kept fighting back, Jericho, and Jericho, basically he had enough, and he decided to leave. Oh yeah, at one point Jericho was bad mouthing Jungle Boy's family in the front row, which I thought was hilarious. And then we get to Tony Schiavone interviewing Chris Jericho. Chris Jericho, saying, "I told you couldn't beat me. He couldn't beat me." And then Tony Schiavone corrected him by saying, "No, you said that he couldn't last 10 minutes with you in the ring." And then Jericho's like, "What? You said 10 minutes he couldn't last with you in the that's what you said." And then Jericho's like, "No, I didn't." Basically, this whole thing with, "No, I didn't." Yes, I did. I mean, with Jericho saying, "No, I didn't," and Tony Schiavone saying, "Yes, you did." So. No, I didn't. Yes, I did. Yes, you did. No, I didn't. Yes, you did. No, I didn't. Yes, you did. And then Jericho, he just tells Schiavone to shut up. And he says to him, he doesn't beat his ass and everything. So I thought that was funny though. And Jericho was like, that's not important right now. What's important right now is Jon Moxley. He says he's going to get Jon Moxley onto a New Year's Day that that when AEW is going to return on TNT. Basically where the shows Dynamite, because the next time And basically, they're not gonna do a show on the holidays, Christmas, which is literally on Christmas Day, by the way. The next AW, the next show that's supposed to be on the Wednesday was it's on Christmas Day. So, but they're not gonna do that because it's the holidays. Finally, AW guys, it's gonna have the wrestlers have the wrestlers spend time with their family on a holiday. Wow, what a concept, WWE. Just saying. But basically, he gives Ron Moxley to think about it, where it takes him, to finally decide to become part of the inner circle, which he's not going to do anyways. And basically, he was kissing the ass by saying, your lovely wife and your wonderful mother. And just wait, as soon as Moxley's going to turn down that offer, Jericho's going to say, your wife is terrible and your mother is horrible. Whatever. I'm pretty sure Jericho's going to do 180 once that time comes. And I can't wait to see how that turns out. With Jericho, he can get that over. Oh man, Jericho can get over so bad. He's like Samoa Joe in WWE. Where Samoa Joe, you could give Samoa Joe whatever you want in WWE, and he'll get that over. Kind of like with Dan Bryan too. So yeah, so can't wait to see how that turns out. But yeah, that was basically it. Then we get to Jennifer. Trying to get her name here right. Jennifer Stierger, basically a new interviewer to interview SCU, and all of a sudden the Lucha Bros interrupts them. Now I don't remember if this happened during the picture-in-picture, because I don't recall seeing this on airing on AEW Dynamite, on TV, on TNT, on television. I think it was on commercial break. We did this whole picture-in-picture again. And I said myself, AEW, they need to stop doing that. They gotta find ways to do these type of segments without going to commercial breaks, because it is because we can't hear anything. With this whole picture is going on with with a small scream of seeing what's going on with AEW Dynamite. The rest of it, the rest of the picture when you see is commercial breaks, and all we can hear is commercial breaks. So that's something that the AEW needs to work on when it pertains to that whole thing. Oh, and by the way, I'll get to the whole thing with the Dark Order once we get to that. So, anyways, we have Riho, the AEW Women's Champion, at ringside to watch the match between Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, versus Chris Statlander, who's going to become the number one contender for the AEW Women's World Championship. And obviously, coming to the match, I knew that Britt Baker was going to win because she already had her opportunity. She already had her shot. There's no way that was going to give her another opportunity. And on top of that, you got Chris Statlander, who's getting over right now in AEW in the women's division, and I think she's pretty damn good. And I love her character. I love her gimmick. It just gives me Ultimate Warrior vibes, and that's something I didn't get to mention while doing when I did the AEW Dynamite. When I did the AEW Dark results. But yeah, I basically had Ultimate Warrior vibes when she cut that promo after her match that she had from AEW Dark when she beat after she beat Bea Priestley. So yeah, I'm not saying that that Chris Statlander was running into the ring. I'm basically saying because we're just Ultimate Warriors character, with his character that he carried himself in WWF at the time. He's always looking up the skies and everything. He talks about some random stuff from Parks Unknown, something about the gods from high above, whatever, and other things that he talks about that's very bizarre and everything, which it works for Ultimate Warrior because just the way that he cuts that promo in the way he looks is why that Ultimate Warrior character was fitting to be talking about those type of things and doing a lot of things that makes him look unstable. Now, hopefully, they'll put more work into it with a chance to Chris Statlander. I mean, she's doing a good job of it. AEW needs to present her more. It needs to see her cutting more promos instead of just having her with her finger touching her nose and then touching someone else's nose. Basically like how kind of like how with this whole thing with ET. Oh, by the way, oh crap, I didn't get to mention this too. Well, from pertains to AEW Dark. During Bea Priestley and Chris Stanley's match, Brandy Rose, Awesome Kong, and Melody Cruz. They were at rings. They basically showed up. Basically almost at the tail end of the match. Between Priestley and Statlander, and they had signs, and not Awesome Kong, but Brandy Rose had a sign that said KS phone home. Kind of like how it pertains to the movie E.T. phone home. And I see myself corny. And there was another sign where it pertains to Melody Cruz. I don't know what sign she had. I'm pretty sure it has something to do with being out of space, whatever. I don't know. Like this is like what was the point of them being out there? And they didn't even contribute at all. After when Chris when Chris Stanlander won against Bea Priestley, they didn't confront her after that. There was no need for that. Why was that even needed? Why did they need to do that in the first place? I guess it's the furthest storyline once it went into AEW Dynamite, which they did. We'll get to that. And by the way, folks, I'm kind of stalling a little bit because I know you. I don't know if you think that Britt Baker is someone that AEW should be pushing in the women's division. To be someone that to be important because of her looks, because of who she's dating, and because of her personality and because of her background. Don't get me wrong. She's lovely. She's beautiful. She's nice. She's I'm pretty sure she's got potential. But I think she should stick with her day-to-day job as being a dentist. Basically, what I'm trying to say is, Britt Baker is trash in the ring. I don't know what's going on with her. Seriously. How do you have a bad match with Chris Stanlander? I have not seen Chris Stanlander had to slow down just to have the Britt Baker to keep up with her. Basically, Chris Stanlander had to slow down just for for Britt Baker to keep up with her, because Britt Baker is not that good in the ring. She's still green, and she has no place in the ring at all. And this also goes back where she's had a match against Machiko from AEW Dark, where that match was trash. It was short, and she ends up winning. And it wasn't Machiko's fault. It was basically Brandy. It was Brandy basically Britt Baker's fault. She's not that good, and it showed it right here that Britt Baker is not that good in the ring. Like, I don't know what happened. I don't know because I put over on her match a couple of matches that she had before where they ended up being good, and she's not showcasing that she's good in the ring at all. And I gotta say this too. What pertains to back in the Casino Battle Royale, she was slapping them in that match as well, and looked like she was confused in the match and all that, and I don't fault her for on her having that concussion from Fighter Fest, or was it Fight for the Fallen? Had to be one of those two. I think it was Fight for the Fallen. But after seeing this, yes, Britt Baker, she might as well stick to being a dentist because, and I guess she's trying to follow her dream, pursue her dream as being a wrestler and all that. I'm sure she's also dreaming all that, but I can't take her wrestling anymore. And if I had to choose between who I want to see wrestle in the women's division of AEW between Britt Baker and Brandy Rose, I'm going with neither. They both suck. And I'm not trying to not be mean about it and everything. They're just not good in the ring. They're both they're green as as a grass, green as a um you know you know oh, I basically greener as a grasshopper. But thank God Chris Stanlander won the match. She ends up winning, which was the right move, and also duh. So yeah, it's going to be Stanlander versus Riho for the AEW Women's World Championship on January 1st when AEW Dynamite returns in 2020 on New Year's Day. Basically on TNT. So after the match, Tony Schiavone, he interviews Chris Stanlander, and she touches on his nose. First she touched her nose first, and then she touched his nose. That whole thing, the whole ET thing. And then Brandi Rhodes comes out. Brandi Rhodes congratulates Chris Stanlander. She knew that she could do it, and then she opens up the question: will she join the Nightmare Collective? And then Chris Stanlander point her nose with her finger again, and she just go through the Brandi Rhodes. But instead of touching her nose, she basically wave her finger back and forth. I mean, that basically shake it, nodding her fingers no. And like yes, turn her down. And then all of a sudden this led to the Dark Collective coming out and basically distracts Chris Stanlander, only for Brandi Rhodes to take her high heel and hits her in the trash awkward way. And I'm like, wow. And I'm like, well, so what's this supposed to mean? Does this mean that Chris Stanlander's not gonna compete against Riho for the title? Is that the story that they're going with here? Just she's too hurt because of what Brandi Rhodes did, basically hit her with the high heels to the eye. I don't know. I don't know where they're going with this. I don't know. Is this supposed to be their way, to protect, Chris Stanlander, just to keep the belt on Riho? I don't know. I don't know where they're going with this, but we'll see. But yeah, I thought that was kind of terrible. Then we get to Shawn Spears and Tully Blanchard. Basically, Shawn Spears, talks about how he needs a partner. So I guess he's going to be going into the tag team division now. When Tully Blanchard said he's going to scout for someone, to be on his partner, and there you go. And then we get to the main event for the AEW World Tag Team Championships. Is the champions are Frankie Kazarian and Scorpio Sky of FCU versus the Young Bucks, Matt and Nick Jackson. Oh, by the way, folks, I now remember where it pertains to the SCU being interviewed and being interrupted by the Lucha Brothers. That did air on TV. So my apologies for that. I now remember. I apologize for that one. Because I remember when because Christopher Daniels was there with SCU, and when the Lucha Brothers came up and they basically basically Lucha Brothers was calling out SCU that they got shot at titles and everything, and all of a sudden Christopher Daniels only came out in this whole thing where basically Pentagon Jr. said to Christopher Daniels saying that you don't have it anymore. You're all washed up and everything. And then Frankie Kazarian still Christopher Daniels show him you're not washed up. And then Christopher Daniels gets in the face of Pentagon Jr. only for Christopher Daniels to walk away. And I'm like, I wonder where they're going with this. And then they show a picture later on where it pertains to Christopher Daniels backstage, and he's on with the rest of SCU, and yeah, there was nothing much to say about that. So just want to bring that up though. But I basically want to correct myself there too, and I apologize for that. For that mistake. All right, main event for the AEW World Tag Team Championships. I thought it was a great match. A great match to say the least. And the best part was SCU is retaining to still be the AEW World Tag Team Champions. So yeah, so much for for the fans saying that all the Young Bucks are gonna put themselves over. They're gonna become tag team champions for AEW. Cody Rhodes is gonna put himself over. He's gonna become an AEW World Champion. Kenny Omega is gonna put himself over. He's gonna become an AEW World Champion. Um, Hangman Adam Page is gonna put himself over because he's friends with the Young Bucks, Cody Rhodes and Kenny Omega. He's gonna become the AEW World Champion, and Brittany Rose is gonna get put herself over. She's gonna become the AWA Women's World Champion, and basically I'm talking about representing to the elite, and so has that happened anytime this year, folks? No, I didn't think so. So be quiet. As I check, Chris Jericho is AEW World Champion. SCU are the AEW World Tag Team Champions. Riho is the AEW Women's World Champion. And there you go. But yeah, like I said, SCU is winning, and then Young Bucks and SCU starts you know you know shaking hands and hugging and everything. All of a sudden, we see the Creepers surrounding the ring, and basically the Dark Order. Now, here's the thing with this whole thing. It was the match between the Lucha Brothers versus Omega and Page, where all of a sudden, Evil Uno showed up in the middle of the match. Basically that on the screen. Like, well, like what the hell? Honestly, are they going to interfere in this match? And that's not what happened. But then also we got to the women's match. I'm assuming it was either the women's match, where between to Chris Stanlander and Britt Baker, or it was either Jericho versus Jungle Boy. When they show on the screen, during the match, it says join the darkorder.com. Like, what the hell is this? And then finally we get to the finish here. The Creepers comes out. They basically Dark Order finally shows up. And the Dark Order goes to attack SCU and the Young Bucks. This led let me see where. Oh yeah, okay. Here it is now. I found it now. So yeah, they'll find them off a little bit. All of a sudden, Alex Reynolds and John Silver join along with the Creepers, and basically with Dark Order to beat up on the tag teams. All of a sudden, we get Kenny Omega coming out. You get Cody Rhodes coming out. We get Dustin Rhodes coming out. At one point, we get Christopher Daniels coming out. They all get beaten up, especially when it pertains to the one of the Creepers giving Dustin Rhodes one of the worst punches. Basically, it was fake punches where it didn't connect. Oh my god! But it was a beatdown that the Dark Order did because they finally arrived, even though they've been arrived. But still, this is the way to make them reemerge in a way. And now, despite the whole missing missing the punch on Dustin Rhodes, I actually enjoyed this segment. I thought it was a good way to close up the show. But the problem is, again, you got these up and comers, under their mask, and they're not delivering the punches. They're not basing, they're supposed to be professionals, and they didn't even bother laying those punches to make it look like it's believable. So in a way, it was kind of a letdown, in a way, but I can say it was the best thing. I thought it was decent. The way they had the Dark Order coming out and basically beating up on everybody, and that was basically it. Nothing else to say about that. And that was the final show of AEW Dynamite of 2019. So yeah, there you go. All right, so talking about wrestling for AEW Dynamite, the show from December 18th, 2019. I believe it was 5 matches or 6 matches, I'm assuming. Let me just double check. I think I may miss one. Oh yeah, Austin Kong, that match. Yeah, so let me see. 6 matches. Okay, it was 6 matches. There you go. And my overall rating for the show, I'm gonna go and give it a 7 out of 10. Good show. Just wish they would they would have done better with the productions, and the whole thing with the commercials, picture in picture thing where we missed some segments that we couldn't even hear, and the whole Dark Order thing, and Britt Baker, her turbo wrestling, and that Brandy Rose shot of the high heel to Chris Stanlander. Yeah, they got a lot of work to do. Hopefully in 2020, they'll get a new fresh start of things. With that being said, thank you all for watching. War is the natural born thriller, or in this case, the natural born dynamite. Saying peace on the streets. But this was your all elite wrestling review with these, with the AEW Dynamite results from December 18th, 2019. Until next time, take care. When it pertains to all elite wrestling review.